Hello, and welcome back to the next episode of Change Your Mind and Change Your Life with Jesus. Uh, we're here studying the lessons of A Course in Miracles. Today we're on lesson 159, I Give the Miracles I Have Received. And this is another beautiful explanation of how our ego has got us convinced that the world's definition of giving and receiving are what we are supposed to be living by, when in reality, there's so much more to how this quantum technology actually works. Forgiveness, giving, receiving, atonement, salvation, peace, all of these things are the same energy, the same offering. However, the ego does not want to let us believe that. So let's dive into this lesson together today and see what we may have missed. And hopefully you're able to do some forgiveness work on yourself, with today's practice. I give the miracles I have received. No one can give what he has not received. To give a thing requires first you have it in your own possession. Here the laws of heaven and the world agree. But here they also separate. The world believes that to possess a thing, it must be kept. Salvation teaches otherwise. To give is how to recognize you have received. It is the proof that what you have is yours. You understand that you are healed when you give healing. You accept forgiveness as accomplished in yourself when you forgive. You recognize your brother as yourself, and thus do you perceive that you are whole. There is no miracle you cannot give, for all are given you. Receive them now by opening the storehouse of your mind where they are laid and giving them away. Christ's vision is a miracle. It comes from far beyond itself, for it reflects eternal love and the rebirth of love which never dies but has been kept obscure. Christ's vision pictures heaven, for it sees a world so like heaven that what God created perfect can be mirrored there. The darkened glass the world presents can show but twisted images in broken parts. The real world pictures heaven's innocence. Christ's vision is the miracle in which all miracles are born. It is their source, remaining with each miracle you give and yet remaining yours. It is the bond by which the giver and receiver are united in extension here on earth, as they are one in heaven. Christ beholds no sin in anyone, and in his sight the sinless are as one. Their holiness was given by his Father and himself. So this is an opportunity to go within and look for the places where you think you're being judged by Jesus, by the Holy Spirit, or by God, or by anyone, any earthly person who you've subordinated yourself to. You've given the power to judge you, so much so that it lands and you take on that role of being the bad person. I think that this paragraph is just reminding us that Christ's vision, it's beyond like what Jesus sees in us, but it's this idea that we make a choice to see only sinlessness, purity, peace, and perfection in ourselves, and then we begin to see that in others, even if we don't believe it. That's why they call this a practice. We're not already there yet. We're walking through these lessons, but practice that on yourself. Who do you think is judging you? What do you think they see? And then can you let that go? Christ's vision is the bridge between the worlds, and in its power, you can safely trust to carry you from this world into one made holy by forgiveness. Things which seem quite solid here are merely shadows there, transparent, faintly seen, at times forgot, and never able to obscure the light that shines beyond them. Holiness has been restored to vision, and the blind can see. This is the Holy Spirit's simple gift, the treasure house to which you can appeal with perfect certainty for all the things that can contribute to your happiness. All are laid here already. All can be received, but for the asking. Here the door is never locked, and no one is denied his least request or his most urgent need. There is no sickness not already healed, no lack unsatisfied, no need unmet within this golden treasury of Christ. Here does the world remember what was lost when it was made, for here it is repaired, made new again, but in a different light. What was to be the home of sin becomes the center of redemption and the hearth of mercy, where the suffering are healed and welcome. No one will be turned away from this new home where his salvation waits. No one is stranger to him. No one asks for anything of him except the gift of his acceptance of his welcoming. Christ's vision is the holy ground in which the lilies of forgiveness set their roots. This is their home. They can be brought from here back to the world, but they can never grow in its unnourishing and shallow soil. They need the light and warmth and kindly care Christ's charity provides. They need the love with which he looks on them, and they become his messengers who give as they received. Take from his storehouse that its treasures may increase. His lilies do not leave their home when they are carried back into the world. Their roots remain. They do not leave their source, but carry its beneficence with them, and turn the world into a garden like the one they came from, and to which they go again with added fragrance. Now are they twice blessed. The messages they brought from Christ have been delivered and returned to them, and they return gladly unto him. Behold the store of miracles set out for you to give. Are you not worth the gift when God appointed it be given you? Judge not God's Son, but follow in the way he has established. Christ has dreamed the dream of a forgiven world. It is his gift whereby a sweet transition can be made from death to life, from hopelessness to hope. Let us an instant dream with him. His dream awakens us to truth. His vision gives the means for a return to our unlost and everlasting sanctity in God. I give the miracles I have received. So we're really moving into that quantum space now, challenging definitions, challenging the ego's thought system, this world that we see that's merely projecting things that are inside of us as we continue the cleanup, the self-cleanup that we're doing. So I thought I would grab Ken Wapnick's reading from this and give a little bit of his thoughts on what this lesson, a point to glean from this lesson. The thought of eternal love is already present in our minds through the Holy Spirit. It but awaits our choosing the miracle of forgiveness, heaven's reflection on earth. So again, we're just getting reminded that what we see outside of us and all the things that happen are a reflection of something that's rooted in us. But what's also rooted in us is these lilies that Jesus talks about in the lesson. The roots remain in heaven, but the leaves and the flowers stretch all the way out to the furthest corners of the multiverse where we have placed ourselves for some purpose. Our soul had a reason to come here. Everything is unfolding perfectly. There hasn't been one accident or misstep. God wasn't caught off guard like, damn, I didn't see that coming. No, it's all perfect. It's all unfolding for us to be blessed by or to learn a lesson. So remember that. And in this quantum way that we're actually relating in reality, giving and receiving are essentially the same. They're intertwined. And I think yesterday's lesson really drove home how we can better understand giving and receiving. But it's with this lack of seeking worthiness or approval. We're not climbing out of a hole here. We're shining light on dark corners of our mind where we're mistaken and we don't understand. So that's okay. We're allowed to be wherever we're at on our journey. Everyone's taking a different step and wearing a different outfit and looks different and has different, things marinating in their minds and goals and ideas for what their incarnation is supposed to be like. but the truth is always true. Giving and receiving are always the same for all of us, no matter what you look like in this incarnation, what your life has looked like, what you've created for your life in this incarnation. It doesn't matter. We're getting this really baseline foundational teaching on what our energy is doing. Giving and receiving is more on an energetic level. Christ's vision isn't something that I can look out this window and see. It's more of an understanding of the purity, the innocence, and the sinlessness of myself and of every other being. So that's where we at. That's where we at. Listen to me. I give the miracles I have received. This is an intention. This is a commitment, a dedication. And what you're saying is, this is from here on out, this is my plan. And so it's a day to start fresh once again. So many of these lessons are perfect for the transformation that we're going through. So know that you're giving and that you're receiving when you start to shift your focus from the ego's thought system and the fear and despair and anxiety and loneliness and depression and, the everlasting grief and, when is this going to come to an end? And you shift your focus toward peace, love, forgiveness, salvation, happiness, joy, bliss. These things will begin to appear in the outer world for you. And you will feel like you're receiving a gift. Truth be told, you've given it to yourself. So enjoy that one today. Lesson 159. Congratulations for making it this far and for digging this deep and for looking this hard. We still have a lot more to learn and a lot more to experience together. And I'm so grateful to have you all here on the journey with me. Lots of love to you out there. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you back here on the next video.